What if I told you guys public adjusting is dead? What if I said the insurance claims industry is dead? What if I told you seriously that nothing's covered anymore? The insurance company doesn't want to pay on claims anymore. Either the policy doesn't cover it, or there's a limitation on the policy that doesn't get you paid anything. What are we going to do?
Welcome to the story of Advocates United.
Hey. Good to see you. Come on in, let's go. Yeah! Let's go! All right, okay.
Our journey began with a simple yet powerful mission: to help public adjusters across the country level up their game in a super niche industry where coaching, mentorship, and education are hard to find. We recognize the challenges faced by public adjusters. Breaking into this industry isn't easy, and finding reliable support can be even harder. That's why we created the Commercial Claims Advocate and the Commercial Claims Show, to provide the guidance and resources needed to succeed. Every week, through the Commercial Claims Show, we bring you valuable insights, expert advice, and practical tips to empower you and elevate your public adjusting career. Our unique courses and mastermind sessions are designed to provide in-depth knowledge and hands-on experience, ensuring you're always ahead of the curve. Our goal is simple: to bring our industry together and make it stronger. We understand the constant battles against insurance companies, the ever-changing laws, rules, and regulations that make our lives challenging. But we also know that by sticking together, educating ourselves, and supporting one another, we can overcome any obstacle. We believe in the power of community. By sharing ideas, information, and experiences, we can create a lasting impact. Together, we can build a career that not only makes us financially free, but also supports the lives we want for ourselves and for our families. This is our story. This is Advocates United. Join us in our mission to empower, educate, and elevate the public adjusting industry. Together, we are stronger. Together, we are unstoppable.
Advocates, please welcome Vince Perri.
I told you that it's because of some of those reasons that there's no better time to be a public adjuster. That there's no better time to be in the industry. Because of the people in this room right now, we are ultimately bringing this industry together. We're coming together more than ever before. I've been in this industry for 15 years, guys. I've been doing this for about 4 years. And even when I started doing this 4 years ago, I was the first to do it. I was the first to bring the industry together. One of the first. I'm sure there was others. Fabia. Sorry, shout out to Fabia, of course. I'm sorry, Nancy. I'm sorry. But because of social media, we're able to talk to amongst one another. I've got some really good friends in here right now that I met because of social media. Because of technology, we're able to take a look at some of these homes with a little bit more thorough detail. We're able to put together much more thorough estimates. We're able to use artificial intelligence to help in the way we run our businesses, the way we put our estimates together, the way we compare insurance company estimates as well. There's a lot of things that we're doing now that we weren't able to do before. That it's because of the time that we're in now. And because, in fact, of the struggle that a lot of us go through now, that we're able to come together, we're able to feed off each other, learn from each other, and ultimately make the industry stronger. I've got some people in this room right now that I don't think 4.5 years ago or 10 years ago would have shared some of the secrets that they share with me on a daily basis. We've got speakers in here that are sharing information with you guys that probably 4.5, 5, 10 years ago, they wouldn't have done it. But it's because of the struggle that we are going to come together here and we're going to make the industry way, way stronger. So again, thank you guys for coming. It's going to be an amazing event. What I want you guys to be prepared for what I truly want you guys to be prepared for is a transformation. Because every time you learn something new, every time you get a new tidbit, you are slowly being transformed to be a better adjuster. And that's what I ultimately want from these events. I don't care if it's in Dave & Buster's. I don't care if it's in La Carreta in Miami. I don't care where it is. Ultimately, I'm going to make sure, my mission is to make sure that every time we get together, the transformation happens. We did an event today, a nice mastermind, where that's what was happening right there. And we're going to do that here tonight. I want to start myself by telling you guys, what do you think the number one mistake is as public adjusters? Can I get somebody to raise their hand and tell me what is their number one mistake? What is one of the biggest mistakes public adjusters make? So let's get right into it, guys. The first person that I would like to introduce is going to be one of our sponsors, one of our vendors. And guys, to be honest, I'm going to tell you that every single one of our sponsors, every single one of our vendors that help out and really make the commercial claims advocate and everything we're able to do a success are actual services, products that I truly believe in. This one in particular is very special because from the second that I met this person and he told me what he did for a living, I said, you're the man. I need to know you better. This is going to be a game changer in the industry. I want to introduce Andrew. If he could come up here for a second. Andrew is the owner of Turbo Workforce.
It's really one of the things that's really going to make a big difference in your business. Whether you are talking to Vince, whether you're talking to the person that's next to you right now, that's really what's going to make a difference in your business. And that's really what we're here today as well. You know, when it comes to Turbo, I really built it with that in mind. You know, making sure that we actually have some type of support so we can answer our phones. How about that, right? Make a little bit of a difference. But it's not only about answering the phone, because obviously it is super important to do that. But what are you going to tell the client? Are you actually updated with that claim? How long have you been going through that process? Have you actually followed up with that desk adjuster? Who was stuck through this week on a 45-minute call with a shirt? Yeah. We got one right here. We got another one right there. I was there, and I've been training the people in the team of Turbo that actually handle these type of calls, that actually handle the follow-up, that actually handle calling the client and making sure that they really understand what is it that's going on with that claim. So that way, you know what? You don't have to answer your phone at that point because you're not getting the call to get that update. So obviously, you want to make sure that you have some type of back-end process to make sure that all of that is being fluent. And that's really what we do at Turbo. We make sure that your process is smoothed out so that way you can worry on what's most important to you.
Okay, one of my favorite people in the world. We've got Nancy Dominguez here. You know why Nancy's one of my favorite people in the world? It's because of rule number one. And what's rule number one? Answer your fucking phone. People are gonna get offended, but that's okay. Nancy is always there. Am I right or wrong? You guys reach out to her, right? Nancy's always there. She's there to help answer your questions and help provide you with the things that you need. Today, she's going to tell you about time limits and some different changes going on and making sure that you guys are up to date. Because at the end of the day, Nancy, also a licensed public adjuster, obviously, like me, is extremely prideful about what we do for a living and is very proud to be a public adjuster. And she really gives a shit. So, Nancy.
So first of all, thank you very much, Vince, for inviting me to be here. I just came from Tallahassee. I was driving down here like a mad woman to try to get here on time so I could at least give you guys some information, right? First of all, by a show of hands, how many people in this room are FAPIA members? Good, we got a good number. And those of you who are not FAPIA members, please visit me in the corner. I'll tell you all about the benefits because it really is a tremendous benefit to be a FAPIA member. We provide you with, and I don't want to do the whole FAPIA thing right now, but we do provide you with standardized documents. Whenever there's a rule change or a statutory change, we'll provide the templates so you don't even have to deal with that. Speaking of which, who can tell me what the last change to the public adjuster contract was that hasn't even gone into effect yet? Does anybody know?
I mean,
You got it. That's it. A lot of people don't know this. As of July 1st, if you do not include your firm license on your contract is invalid and unenforceable. And by the way, I already know at least 3 public adjusters that have fallen, unfortunately, they were using contracts that were not compliant, which 6268796, which is the statute. Almost $1 million in fees lost. when you add them up. And that just kills me. Okay. Can you imagine? One of them called me very upset. This attorney got involved. He doesn't want to get me paid. He's trying to get me. And I said to him, send me your contract. Let me take a quick peek. And it wasn't compliant. So I said, listen, call the attorney and work it out, because that person doesn't have to pay you one penny.
Let the transformation continue. Let's get into sales. Let's get into marketing. Let's get into how we can ultimately generate more leads. I still think that's the number one issue that people have, is generating leads and shooting good video content. Right, Patrick? All right, guys. I want to introduce a new friend. Okay, I've been following this guy on social media for quite some time, and he's a great follow. All right, you're going to want to follow Justin Miller online, and what he's been able to put together has been quite impressive. He's been able to put together quite, and again, I mean, I don't know, I believe everything that he shows, but he shares his screen, he shares his Exactibit, he shares his totals, and it's pretty impressive what he's been able to do. And he's now building a team. You can tell he's an ultimate leader. He's a Marine. I never say former Marine, because my wife taught me that once a Marine, always a Marine. And he's just got amazing leadership capabilities, and also, quite frankly, amazing sales skills as well. So I'm really excited that when I called him, he said yes to coming out. So without further ado, I want to introduce Justin Miller, guys.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? We're getting lively today. First, I just want to say thanks for Vince Perri, right? In a world of organized chaos, he's able to bring us all together in what he says is a dying industry. And as much as everyone wants to believe that, it is truly not. And we need to really double down right now and come together. And I'm really looking forward to sharing my story and how I've been able to get where I'm at today, utilizing and uniting people together and building an unstoppable team that works at Claimpros now with me. So give a round of applause to Vince Perri for doing that for us. So a little background on my story. I actually haven't been doing this for long. I'll say 5 to 6 years average. I've been working as a PA. I was able to become a PA and then also become a top producing PA. And it ultimately led me to the CEO position at the firm that I accepted. My background, however, comes with a lifetime of leadership. I did 10 years with fire department here in the state of Florida and exited as a lieutenant, which is a station officer. I did 8 years with a airborne fire control team with the Marine Corps, and I have a couple of deployments under my belt. So what I was able, thank you. So what I was able to do is repackage what I've already learned and actually bring that to the firm and populate and give a vision and have a group of men that had an objective and an ultimate mission by showing them the why and why we do what we do, and that's to advocate for homeowners and protect them, right? So let's get started. So personal and business growth, who do you want to become in this industry, right? So I preach, would I do business with myself? So I really had to do an ego check for myself and strip down what wasn't working, why wasn't it working? So what I realized is I wasn't the person at the time that you wanted to do business with, because frankly, I didn't really truly know the business, and I didn't speak with confidence, and I didn't know what I was doing, right? We'll be frank.
All right, guys. That was awesome. All right. I want to introduce the next person here. Good friend of mine. Been working with David Farber for a long time now. And quite frankly, I always say it, one of the smartest people that I know, to be honest with you. And when it comes to settling claims and getting shit done, and what's rule number one? He always does. So I want to introduce to you one of our sponsors, one of our partners, and honestly a huge support to what we're doing here for public adjusters, David Farber from the Farber Law Firm.
Thank you, Vince. Good evening, everyone. First, I have to apologize for everyone for being late. I was involved in a mean game of skee ball out there, and I just couldn't pull myself away. No. I was looking at this book out there. I think of business as an art. I think it should be as beautiful as a symphony or a painting when executed properly. I mean, those are pretty big words, and they mean a lot. You know, what Justin was just saying is pretty significant to your industry about growing it, building it, and becoming the best at what you can be in your respective industry. And there's some major industry leaders in this room that you can learn from and grow from. You got Jeremy back there. You got Matt Mulholland. You've got some serious players in this room who can be a resource to you in going forward. And I hope to be that resource for you as well. One thing you need to know, which is important, is that the law has obviously changed and it has affected you, right? You know, we're now in 2023 where the big buzzword is there's no more attorney's fees, right? And that's causing a big concern. There's no more AOBs. That's a concern. So what are we going to do going forward? How are we going to level up our game, right? So all of the things that Justin was just talking about are paramount to making sure that your file is handled appropriately and professionally, and that you can get it to an attorney when and if the time comes. Because part of the problem, and many of you don't realize this, is going back in time when I started approximately 24 years ago, there were probably only 10 or 12 law firms that were handling this type of business. And I was a defense attorney representing all the evil access of power of the insurance companies and learning all the tricks of the trade and training all the lawyers. So forgive me for whatever harm I did to the industry so very long ago.
Next person that I want to introduce has become a good friend. All right. I feel like we've gone up together a little bit in this industry. I highly respect him so much. Really understands the difference between building a personal brand and building your professional brand. I think it gets very difficult to hey, do I post stuff about myself? Hey, should I post stuff about my business? Should I put my face as the profile photo? Should I put the business as the profile photo? You're not really sure. I don't want people to know about my life, but I don't mind if people know about my life, but that doesn't really have to do with my business. How should I do that? Okay? What I really like about Patrick Carr is he figured it out because in the beginning, he couldn't figure it out. And he's figured it out, and he's now built a very successful videography business where he's basically providing video editing for all kinds of companies throughout the entire country. He travels all over the country. Talk about sales activity. The guy's out there all the time, really hustling. So you're going to learn a lot here about creating video, creating your personal brand, creating your business brand, and ultimately being successful in front of the camera. Guys, Patrick Carr.
Hey, listen, this is going to be very unique because I actually want you to take out your phone. The first activity during this presentation, I want you to look at your phone because I'm going to give you some things that are going to be really powerful. You've probably never heard before, so let's bring some value right off the bat. You go to Google right now and you put in Facebook ads library right into the Google search, all right? What's going to come up there on the very top search? It's going to be actually ads that other people are running in your industry. You click on that. And you can click on where it says the subject. It'll put in there public adjuster. And just click on all ads. And right away, you are going to be able to see all the ads that are currently being ran on Meta right now from other public adjusters in your area. You'll be able to see the copy that they have, the picture that they have, the video, and where exactly it is taking them right now. Facebook ads library for roofing contractors. Put in roofing. You now have access to your competition's ads directly at your fingertips. You can see exactly what your competition is doing. So if there's nothing else you take away from this, you now know how you can spy on your competition out there, okay? Everyone able to find that? Yeah. Hey, great stuff. Now, this is how I know that nobody really has a brand in the industry, okay? Because if you look at these, if you're looking at the same stuff I was this afternoon, you're going to see a lot of cell phone videos and Canva pictures, and everybody can tell exactly what that is. And what I would ask you is to ask yourself this: would you work with you? If that was your picture, if that was your cell phone video on top of a roof, do you think somebody would really want to work with you? Do you really believe that they're going to stop and they're going to have what we call thumb-stopping power on that ad when you're competing against girls in bikinis, Donald Trump elections? They're not going to do it. They're going to keep on going because you have to understand something about content, which we found out a long time ago at Blue Collar Media Group, that the ROI is never going to be about money. The ROI on anything you put out there on social media is all about attention. How much attention can you get? Because people will never pay attention to anything that doesn't give them an emotion.
Next person I want to introduce you to is my personal accountant. Everybody needs an accountant. It's coming up eventually if we find it. Everybody needs an accountant, guys. And this guy, when I came on board with him, I think he got me back like, I don't know, $70,000. That means I had a really bad accountant before that. So, guys, we all need it. It's very important, making sure that you're saving on taxes, making sure that you're charging different things to make sure that you're getting the tax benefits from it. And what I've learned with Jeremy is I'm able to call him, and he's able to actually give me that advice to make sure that I make the right decisions and make the right moves in my business and in my personal life as well. So I'd like to introduce you to Jeremy David of Noble Wealth.
Appreciate it, Vince. First off, thank you all for coming out. Thank you as well for all the other sponsors. We wouldn't be able to keep this going without everybody here. So I've definitely learned a lot today. I've had the pleasure of meeting a few of you out here as well. And Vince, it's Noble Tax Strategies and Wealth Planning.
Sorry.
So, the first thing I ever hear is, hey, I've been hit over the head with taxes, right? Vince just explained it himself, thought he had a solid firm. Needless to say, we got that back, and that was just the first year. We did some amended returns and got back about another 80,000 or so on top of that. So commonly we often hear, hey, I feel like I'm overpaid in taxes, or I'm not up to date on filing my taxes. I have no clue where I stand as a business, or hey, I'm making a shit ton of money. What do I do with it? Right? So that's where we come in. We are keeping you in compliance and keeping you up to date on your actual business finances.
All right, so without further ado, the roof hustler himself, Dashaun Bryant.
Oh man, it's a blessing to be here. I'm from Tampa and I never get to train in my city, so it's beautiful, right? How everybody doing this evening? Yeah, I expected that. So I want to let y'all in on a little secret that I've learned in my 9 years of doing door-to-door sales, right? One of the biggest secrets in life that a lot of people don't know, but if your goal is to make big money in life, and y'all public adjusters, so y'all make like a lot of money, I know, right? It's attracted to big energy, right? Big money is attracted to big energy. And I asked everybody how y'all doing in here. I watched 4 speakers get up here before me, and everybody asked how y'all doing, and everybody said, good. Some of y'all ain't say nothing. And it's such a habitual answer. You don't think about how you respond to people. People ask me how I'm doing. I'm amazing, stupendous, sensational, phenomenal. Everywhere I go. Y'all know what Sprouts is? Yeah. I walked into my Sprouts one day. Lady said, how you doing? I said, I'm phenomenal. She said, that's the best answer I got all day. That's how easy it is to not be average. I come back in that day too. How you doing? Amazing. She said, I love when you come in here. Third day, I swear on my kids. She met me at the front door. She said, you know what? Anytime you come into the store, I want to ring you up. You bring the best energy every time you come in here. Like, I love it. Nobody ain't ever did that to you. You want to know why? Because you know how you respond to everybody? Good.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate every time anybody comes to any of the events. Thank you so much to the speakers. Man, you guys are the best. And let's go. Let's have some fun. We'll see you guys. Thank you.